Science for Week 1, Different Types of Soil. So, what are the points to remember? Soil covers most of the land part of the earth. You find plants, animals, houses, and other organisms on the soil. We live on the soil and it helps us in many ways. So, soil is made up of smallest particles of rocks, which contains decayed matter of plants and animals. Humus comes from the decaying plants and animals. So the different types of soil have different physical characteristics. Each soil differs in color, texture, odor, and its ability to hold water. Some soils are good for planting while others are not. The presence of the different kinds of vegetative plants in a place is an evidence of a good quality of soil in the area of locality. So there are three types of soil. There are clay, loam, and the sand. So clay is the particles are packed together tightly. It is sticky when wet and has the finest texture. It holds much water. So what are the uses of clay? So clay soil is commonly used for making pottery and bricks due to its ability to hold its shape when dried and baked. It is also used in construction for ceiling fans and lining landfills. What about the loam soil? So it is the mixture of sand and clay. It has a fine texture. It can hold enough amount of water and contains large amount of decaying plants and animals and organisms, which makes it best for planting and growing crops. So usually their uses is highly valued in agriculture and gardening for its fertility and ideal texture. So it is used for growing a wide variety of plants, vegetables, and fruits due to its balanced properties. So the sand, it does not hold water well because the particles are coarse and loose. So usually you can see the sand on the seaside. So the uses of sand is often used in construction for making concrete and mortar. It is also used in landscaping for creating beaches, playgrounds, and golf course bunkers. So soil is a system into which energy and matter from the sun and the atmosphere and living organisms penetrate to interact. It's a system because it is composed of many different parts and layers. So each of the layer has unique characteristics and has special function to perform. So what are the system um, used to our soil? So first is energy and matter. So soil is like a playground where the sun's energy, the air we breathe, and all living creatures interact and play together. So the different parts and layers, just like has a cake layers, soil has different layers too. Each layer has its own special job to do. So like providing nutrients to plants or helping water flow through. So the unique characteristic of soil is, or the layer of the soil having its own personality. So some layers might be good at holding water, while others are great at giving plants the food they need to grow big and strong. So each layer has a special role to play. So some layers help plants grow by giving them food, while others help keep the soil healthy by breaking down old leaves and twigs. So what are the main layers of the soil? So soil has organic, topsoil, subsoil, parent rock, and bedrock. So as you can see, organic consists of dried leaves, twigs, small rocks, surface, organisms, and decaying plants and animals. So the topsoil or the horizon A is often rich in humus. So humus is the decayed animals or decomposed animals and plants and minerals. So the subsoil is poor in humus but rich in minerals, while the parent rock has little or no plant or no animal life. So bedrock consists of large solid mass of rocks. So the top layer soil, where most plants grow, it is rich in organic matter and nutrients, contains many living organisms like earthworms and insects. So beneath the topsoil composed of smaller particles. So it is usually called as subsoil. So it contains fewer organic materials, but still there are some nutrients. So the roots of plants reach down into the subsoil for water and minerals, while the parent rock or the parent material is the layer of soil where rocks and minerals are broken down. It is the base layer from in which soil is formed, determines the mineral content of the soil. So the bedrock is the layer that beneath all the other soil layers. So roots cannot be penetrate at bedrock. So it is the foundation on which the soil layers sit. Okay, so let's have an activity. So directions, read the statement very carefully. Write yes if the statement is correct and no if it is not. So do it on your science notebook. So number one, soil cover most of the land part of the earth. Number two, all types of soil have the same characteristics. Number three, some soils are good for planting while others are not. Number four, the three types of soil are clay, loam, and sand. 5. Soil is made up of small particles of rocks and contains humus. 6. Sand contains large amount of decaying plants and animals. 7. Clay is the type of soil where particles are packed together tightly. 8. Loam is good for growing plants because it cannot hold water well. 9. Humus contains the right amount of nutrients needed for growth of plants. And 10. Each soil type differs in color, texture, odor, size of particles, and its ability to hold water.